Hi there, camper owners. Today we're going to be taking a look at Lippert's double spacer kit for Lippert's power stabilizer jacks. In your kit, you're going to receive 4 spacers for your stabilizer jack, so it'll allow you to have enough to install one Lippert powered stabilizer jack on your vehicle. So if you want one for the front and the rear, then I would recommend picking up 2 kits for a total of 8 spacers. You'll have 2 spacers for each side. We're showing off one side right here. And you can see here that it goes in between the frame of the vehicle, our trailer here, our camper, and our Lippert powered stabilizer jack. It's a 2-inch spacer, so that's going to give us 2 inches further down, and this is going to have quite a few different benefits. One of the biggest benefits this is going to have is it's going to give us clearance between the bottom of our trailer and our stabilizer jack. Because oftentimes you're going to have issues like this here where we've got a hose that's running underneath the bottom of our trailer, so we don't want to just crush this into the bottom of the trailer and potentially damage our hose. So the other option we've got is taking this hose off and rerouting it around our stabilizer jack. And sure, that is possible, but that's going to be a lot of extra work, and it may be very costly depending on the components that we need to move out of the way. So to avoid all of that, we can put these spacers in place, and now we've got that clearance to install these without having to perform any modifications to the trailer. Additionally, this is going to bring our stabilizer jack down a little bit, so that means our feet are going to contact the ground sooner, so it's going to save you just a little bit of time when operating your jack. And with it being 2 inches further down, that's going to bring it closer to the ground, because these stabilizer jacks here have about 30 inches of travel on them. So now we're going to be 2 inches closer to the ground. So you may have some areas where you camp and it might have some real big divots on certain spots, and maybe one of your stabilizers just is having an issue contacting the ground because of the extreme distance. The 2 inches here could be all that you need to get proper contact. Now, the other thing you want to keep in mind is that when you're installing your Lippert stabilizer jack, it's going to have you check your approach and your departure angles to make sure you've got proper clearance. When you're doing that measurement, just keep in mind that you're adding 2 inches of additional space on here, so add that into your total measurement for when you're checking clearance. These Lippert stabilizer jacks are about 4.5 inches from top to bottom, so if you add these in, you're looking at about 6.5 inches, so just keep all that in mind. Our spacers are going to come with their own hardware that allows you to get the spacers attached to your stabilizer jack. You'll then use your stabilizer jack's hardware to attach it to the frame. You might see here that we've got some self-tapping screws that we've ran through here. Those are not included with your spacers or your Lippert jack. You do have to provide those yourself. They're not necessary, but they do make getting this lifted up and aligned a lot easier if you run a couple self-tappers in there to temporarily kind of hold it in position while you're lining everything up. It's going to be constructed of the same grade steel as our stabilizer jack and have a black powder coat finish on it to match your jack and protect it against rust and corrosion. And that completes our look at Lippert's double spacer kit for Lippert's power stabilizer jacks.